Hello there. Happy Money Monday. I hope you had a great weekend and welcome to this week's newsletter. A couple of super fun things going on in my world. One is, and I talked about this last week, I have officially started reading The Alchemist, which is my favorite springtime ritual. Every single time spring hits, I start reading this book, and I've read it 5 times now. This will be my 6th. It's such a short, fun, easy read, and I always get something out of it every single time. Even though I've read it so many times, I just love this book. I send this book to all of my clients, so if you've never read it, highly recommend The Alchemist. If you own a copy or if you're interested in joining me, I spontaneously have created an Alchemist book club group chat because I posted it and shared it that I am reading the book in the spring because I share it every year, that this is my ritual and I'm doing it. And multiple people reached out to me and said, I want to join you. And I wish we had like a group chat, a book club where we could reflect and share. And so I created one. This is a free group chat. Anyone can join. It's open to the public. So I'll put some of the details below this video and also in the newsletter email. So if you're interested in popping in and joining us, you can join us. We will already be like a little ways in at this point, but it's okay. Come on in, come join. I'd love to keep the momentum going. So that's one thing going on in my world. I am right now, at the time of this recording, also in preparation for opening enrollment for the next round of Empowered Abundance. And this is really interesting because I have launched this group program several times at this point. This is enrollment for group 8. And even before I started launching it as a group, I launched it as one-on-one many times. And over the past year, I have been launching very consistently. Last year in 2025, I set a schedule for myself and I said, I'm going to launch 4 times this year. Here are all the dates when I'm going to launch. And this was different than how I had done it in the past. I had done launches, but they were always a little sporadic and random. And it just wasn't planned how many launches I was going to do a year. So last year was really taking my business to the next level, being more consistent, being more strategic, like setting a plan for myself a year in advance and then implementing it and sticking with it throughout the whole year. And by doing that, I have learned so many things. Especially, I have learned the fact that it is inevitable that at some point during a launch period, I get a sense of hopelessness and failure, and it's not going to work. It's never going to work. No one's going to sign up for this. I'm not going to hit my goal. I'm not going to fill the room. What's even the point? And I just go on this hopelessness doom spiral. But what's really fun is because I'm launching multiple times over and over again, I'm noticing this happen repeatedly. And what's interesting is even though this hopelessness doom spiral comes up, I still launch. I still go all the way to the end. I don't give up in the middle of a launch, and I still sign clients. I very consistently have signed clients for 7 rounds of this group program. Granted, I haven't always hit the arbitrary goals that I set for myself for how many people I want to be in the room, but the truth is my launches are successful because I decide to run around and people sign up for that round, and then doing the rounds is amazing, what actually happens in the program. But because I have committed to doing it consistently, now I get to see the patterns that happen every single time. And so now when I'm in a launch, I get to learn and grow from every single launch, and I get to see, okay, this is that normal bout of hopelessness that happens every time I do a launch. And instead of making it mean something about me and believing the hopelessness and really going on a big downward spiral for several days, instead, I can just be oh, right, this is normal. I'm going to move through it. And how can I move through it quicker than I have in the past? Instead of letting it control me and own me, how can I bypass this quickly and get on the other side of it? I also have noticed that my brain likes to protect me from failure, from the disappointment of failure by failing ahead of time. So it's interesting that I do all this prep for the launch weeks in advance. And so in my mind, I'm in launch mode. My internet might be spotty, so I'm sorry if this video is freezing, but I'm going to keep going. In my mind, I've already been in launch mode for a while, and then the launch goes public and I open it up. So like today, on the day that you're seeing this video, the launch is public. I noticed my brain being like the day that enrollment is open, already feeling like I failed, it hasn't worked, no one's signing up. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Scarlett? It just went public today. Like, why are you letting yourself fail ahead of time to protect me from feeling discomfort, which causes me to change the rest of the launch? Like the 2-week or 3-week period that I'm open for enrollment is very different if I start the launch in the energy of failure. But the thing is, had I not launched multiple times and multiple rounds, I wouldn't have really realized this. In fact, it took me a while to realize that this was a pattern and a habit because it was just going on in the background. And therefore, it was showing up in my business, affecting the way I showed up. It was making it hard for me to get out of this feeling of hopelessness and get back into, I got this, everything's good. There are people who want this. I'm here to serve. I'm here to show up. I'm here to go all the way to the end, not just in the actions that I'm taking, but also emotionally and energetically. Can I like be in this energy of belief all the way through to the end? And if I fail, and if I end up feeling disappointed, that's okay. I'm going to feel disappointed anyway, so why feel disappointed early? Instead, I'd rather go all the way with this powerful energy of belief, and then at the end, I can feel disappointed. So that's really what I've been moving through and have been working on, especially over the past year in particular. And I say all of this to share, if you have a business, what does this look like for you? What's the internal stuff, the internal patterns, the internal mindsets, habits that happen for you, especially when you're in a place of like, I'm selling, I'm working, I'm pushing right now to land sales or get clients, and what comes up for you? And instead of just being in it, like in the hopelessness, in the self-doubt, in the despair, and letting that control you, how can you bring awareness to that and see that that's actually part of the process? And so how can you move through it quicker? I'm curious if any examples come up or come to mind for you where you have noticed this in your life. And I've been thinking a lot recently about just how much our thoughts really do impact the actions that we're taking. There have been times in my business where I have very, very successfully sent out tons of emails for my program, like for Empowered Abundance. I'm sure you've received those emails and you know what I'm talking about. But it's very different if I'm in the energy, the belief, and the mindset of like, none of this matters, and I'm just pumping out more emails because that's what I'm supposed to do, and more emails is the solution, versus I am in the energy and the mindset of belief, of value, of service. I know there are people who want this. I am highly demanded. There are people who want this right now. Every single email I send is highly valuable. It's speaking directly to those people. It's giving them mindset shifts and perspective shifts they need. And it's calling forward the people who are ready now. And it's helping the people who are not yet ready to get ready now or in the future. And I'm like connected to and believe in and feel powerfully about every single piece of content I put out or every single email that I send. That's a very different energy. And that has been really hard for me to train my brain to not just be in quantity mode, like I'm going to pump out a bunch of information and put out a high quantity, but not really care about the quality. But the quality that I'm referring to is not just like, it's well edited and well spoken. It's like the quality of my mindset, of my beliefs, of my energy, of how I feel when I read that email, when I'm connected to it. What's the quality of me when I send these emails? And I could do less. I could send less emails. I could post less. I could, et cetera, et cetera. But if it's of higher quality in terms of I'm in the right mindset, I'm in the right energy, I have the right belief, I feel passionate, that's going to change everything. So these are some insights coming through right now as I am in the middle of my internal launch period because I've been in launch mode for a couple of weeks. But at the start of public launch period, which is going to happen the same day that you get this video, it's also the same day that this video comes out is I'm hosting my Abundant Entrepreneur Masterclass, which is a free masterclass about becoming the abundant entrepreneur you're meant to be, doing the work that you love and supporting yourself financially at the same time. So I know it's a little last minute depending on what time you watch this, but if you're watching it on March 30th, I'm hosting this workshop today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there's still time to sign up. I'll put the link down here below and in the newsletter email as well. So that's what I have for you this week. That's what's going on in the mind of Scarlett. Things that I think about. I spend a lot of time thinking this way in my business. I'd love to hear if anything stands out to you, if you resonate with any of this, and how this shows up for you in your life and in your business. Other than that, have a great rest of your Money Monday, and I will see you next week.